Are you wondering how you can create a cat logo in Illustrator? If your answer is yes, then you're in the right place. Hi there everyone, my name is Andrei Marius. I've been working in Illustrator for over 10 years, and in this Envato Tuts Plus tutorial, I'll put my experience to use as I show you step by step how you can create this cute cat logo using Adobe Illustrator. To complete this tutorial, you need this jolly bar font from Envato Elements, so make sure to check out Envato Elements, where with a simple subscription you can get unlimited access to millions of creative digital assets such as music, graphics, photos, fonts, and many more. You can subscribe right now with the link in the description. Let's move to Illustrator to create a new document. Select pixels from this drop-down menu. Set the width to 850 and the height to 500 pixels. Make sure that the color mode is set to RGB and the resolution to 72 pixels per inch, and then you can click this button to create your new document. Before we start the work on the design, let's open all the panels that will be used throughout this tutorial. All you have to do is go to Window in the menu bar and open all the panels that have this check mark. Once you're done, go to View and Show Grid to enable the grid. And for this tutorial, you need a grid line every 5 pixels. So go to Edit, Preferences, Guides and Grid. Make sure that you have 5 pixels in this grid line every box. Click OK and select the ellipse tool from your toolbar. First of all, select the stroke and remove the color. Select the fill and replace the white with black, and then click on your artboard to create a 50 by 10 pixels shape. Keep this new shape selected and focus on the brushes panel. Open the flyer menu and go to select all unused to select all these unused brushes. Remove them using this button, and then click this button to save your selected shape as an art brush. Keep the current settings, just change the colorization method to tints, which will allow you to change the color of your brush once you apply it. Click OK to save this brush, and then you can delete this shape. Continue with the ellipse tool, and this time use it to create a 200 by 180 pixels shape. Replace the fill color with 255, 253 and 245. Select the stroke and set the color to 23, 26 and 69. Increase the stroke width to 10 points. Move to the swatches panel and save the stroke color using this button. And then move to the control panel, where you need to make sure that the alignment is set to artboard. And then click these two buttons to easily move your selected shape in the center of the artboard. Now return to the appearance panel and make sure that you have the entire path selected, as you're about to apply a warp effect. So go to Effect, Warp and Arc Lower. Check this horizontal box, set the bend to -20% and click OK to apply the effect. Press Ctrl and plus to zoom in on this shape. Make sure that the ellipse tool is still active and click again on your artboard to create a 30 by 20 pixels shape. You can press Shift and X to swap the fill and stroke color settings. Select the stroke and remove the color, and then use the selection tool to align this shape with the bottom edge of this larger shape. Let's align it vertically, and then hold down the Shift key as you click and drag it 75 pixels up. Keep in mind that you can have a look inside the info panel to know the exact position of your shape. Continue with the anchor point tool and use it to turn these 2 points into sharp points. And then switch to the direct selection tool, hold down the Shift key to select these 2 points, and simply drag them 5 pixels down like this. Now press the L hotkey to quickly select the ellipse tool. Use it to create a 60 by 50 pixels shape. Press the V hotkey to select the selection tool. Move this circle in this position. Press the A hotkey to switch to the direct selection tool. Select just this point and delete it. Press Shift and X to swap the fill and stroke color settings and apply your art brush from the brushes panel. Make sure that the stroke weight is set to 1 point. Reselect the ellipse tool and use it to create a 35 by 30 pixel shape. Move this shape in this exact location. Use the direct selection tool to select just this point and delete it. Again, apply your art brush, but this time lower the stroke weight to 0.75 points. Reselect the ellipse tool to create a 20 pixel circle. Use the selection tool to move this shape in this exact location. Switch to the direct selection tool to select these 2 points and remove them. Again, apply your art brush and lower the stroke weight to 0.75, and then select one more time the ellipse tool to create a 30 pixel circle. Move it in this position. Go to Object, Path, and add anchor points to add 4 more anchor points for this circle. Use the direct selection tool to select these 5 points and delete them. Again, apply your art brush and don't forget to lower the stroke weight to 0.75. Let's continue with the line segment tool. So select it from your toolbar or use the keyboard shortcut and simply click and drag to draw a straight line like this, a second one like this, and one more like this. Now switch to the selection tool and hold down the shift key to select these 3 lines. Apply your art brush. Make sure that the stroke weight is set to 0.5 points, and then go to Effect, Warp, and Arc. Check this horizontal box, set the bend to 20%, and click OK to apply this effect. Now with a simple click and drag, you can select all of your shapes. Hold down the shift key to deselect this large shape and this nose shape, and then you can press Ctrl and G to group the remaining selected shapes. Go to Effect, Distort and Transform, and Transform. Enter just one copy, check this Reflect X box, and drag the Move Horizontal slider to -83.5. Now you can click OK and reselect the ellipse tool to create the mouth. Again, click on your artboard, set the width to 30 pixels and the height to 20 pixels. Click OK to create this new shape. Let's move it in this exact location. Increase the stroke weight to 10 points and set the fill color to 239, 148, and 147. Switch to the anchor point tool and use it to turn this point into a sharp point, and then continue with the rectangle tool. Use it to create a 45 by 55 pixels shape. Remove the stroke color and set the fill color to yellow for now. Switch to the direct selection tool, select this point and remove it, and then select this other point and drag it 35 pixels to the right like this. Now go to Effect, Warp, and Bulge. This time make sure that you have this vertical box checked. Drag the bend slider to 50 pixels. Click OK to apply the effect, and then go to Object and Expand Appearance to expand the effect. Reselect the rectangle tool from your toolbar. Create a 15 by 55 pixels shape on top of your yellow shape. Fill it with blue. Use the direct selection tool to select this point and remove it, and then select this other point and drag it 10 pixels to the right like this. Again, apply that same bulge effect. Don't forget to expand it. Replace this blue with your saved color, and then reselect the yellow shape. Replace the yellow with 255, 253, and 245. Select the stroke and apply your art brush. Change the stroke color with your saved color, and then select just this point and cut the path to get this effect. Switch to the selection tool and select both of these shapes. Press Ctrl and G to group them, and then go to Object, Transform, and Rotate. Set the angle to -30 degrees. Click OK to rotate this group. Let's drag it to the right and place it in this exact location. Go again to Object, Transform, but this time select Reflect. Check this vertical box and click this copy button to add a flipped copy of your group. Hold down the Shift key and drag this copy to the left in this position. Select both of your groups and press Shift Ctrl and the left square bracket key to move these two groups behind the rest of the shapes that make up your logo. Once you're done, reselect the rectangle tool from your toolbar. Use it to create a 70 by 20 pixels shape. Let's move it in this exact location. Select the fill and replace the color with 70, 197, and 243. Move to the stroke. Open the flyout panel. Increase the weight to 10 points and make sure that you check this round join button to add a bit of roundness to the corners of this shape. Now select the entire path and apply an arc effect. Check this horizontal box, set the bend to -50% and click OK to apply this effect. Again, you can press Ctrl, Shift, and the left square bracket key to move this shape in the background, and continue with the ellipse tool. All you have to do is create a 20 pixel circle, fill it with 255, 201, and 41. Move this shape in this exact location and continue with the type tool. Press Ctrl and minus to zoom out a bit and focus on the control panel to set the settings for the text that you're about to add. Select that jelly bar font which you got from Envato Elements, increase the size to 50 points, and then simply click on your artboard to type in kitty cat. Press the escape key to easily switch to the selection tool. Move your text somewhat like this. Remove the current text color and then add a new fill for your text using this button. Keep this new fill selected and apply your saved color. Go to Effect, Path, and Offset Path. Set the offset to 10 pixels and click OK. And then return to the Appearance panel to add a second fill for your text. Keep it selected and replace the color with 255, 253, and 245. Drag your text a bit lower and then press Ctrl and 0 to zoom back on your entire artboard. For the final touch, select the rectangle tool from your toolbar to create the background. Just click on your artboard to create an 860 by 510 pixels shape. Fill it with 255, 201, and 41. Center this shape to make sure that it covers your entire artboard. Again, press Ctrl, Shift, and the left square bracket key to move this shape in the back. And then add a second fill for your shape using this button. Apply a radial gradient for this new fill. Keep this black gradient slider, double click this white one, change the color mode to RGB, lower the opacity to 0, and replace the color with 255, 201, and 41. Now you can use the gradient tool to stretch your gradient like this. Press Ctrl and minus to zoom out a bit so you can squeeze the gradient like this, and then stretch it a bit more like this. Now return to the Appearance panel to change the blending mode of this fill to Soft Light, and with this final touch, your design is complete. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Remember to hit that like button as it lets me know that I did a good job. Subscribe if you aren't already, and don't forget to click the little bell icon to be notified of any new tutorials. I'm Andrei Marius, and I'll see you in the next video.